Welcome to Esoterisphere. Throughout human history, stories of divine descent have echoed across every culture. Myths of gods and goddesses who fall from the heavens, lose their way, and struggle to return to the light. In the Gnostic tradition, that story finds its most powerful expression in the Pistis Sophia, one of the most mysterious and poetic of all the Gnostic scriptures. Discovered in the Askew Codex in the late 18th century, Pistis Sophia survived through centuries of secrecy and suppression. Its name means faith wisdom, but within its pages, Sophia's faith is tested to its limits. This is not merely a tale of theology. It's the story of every soul that has ever wandered into the darkness, seeking its way home. The text begins after the resurrection of Christ, when Jesus, now radiant in the light of the Aeons, reveals hidden truths to his disciples. But soon, attention turns to Sophia, the embodiment of divine wisdom, whose longing for the supreme light leads to her fall. Her descent into chaos becomes both a cosmic tragedy and a mirror for the human condition. Tonight, we begin our exploration of this lost gospel, the first chapter in the saga of Sophia's fall. Her lament and her eventual redemption. Before her fall, Sophia dwelt in the uppermost regions of creation, among the realms known as the Aeons. These were vast, luminous domains, emanations of divine thought, arranged in harmonious order, each reflecting an aspect of the unknowable source. At the highest stood the treasury of light, the heart of the divine fullness, or pleroma. Below it extended the 13 Aeons, each ruled by an archon, a powerful being of mixed nature. Some inclined toward the light, others drawn toward the shadow. Here, Sophia, whose name means wisdom, resided as one of the great powers of the 12th Aeon. She was not content merely to reflect the light. She longed to know it, to experience the ineffable source directly. This yearning, pure and luminous at first, would soon lead to imbalance. For in Gnostic cosmology, every act of creation requires balance between the masculine and the feminine, between emanation and reflection. When Sophia acted alone, without her consort, without the balancing principle of her counterpart, her desire distorted into presumption. She gazed upward, toward the highest light beyond the Aeons, and perceived a radiant power, a reflection of the true source. Mistaking the reflection for the source itself, she reached out in longing. That act of yearning, that solitary motion of divine curiosity, became the seed of her fall. As Sophia stretched beyond her appointed realm, the harmony of the Aeons trembled. Her desire gave rise to a vibration, a movement that rippled through the celestial order, like a wave breaking on the surface of calm water. From this motion was born a formless power, a luminous shadow. And from that shadow, a realm of turbulence. The chaos. Here dwelled the lower rulers, powers without the fullness of divine light. Sophia, drawn by the echo of her own creation, descended into the chaos, believing she could redeem what she had made. But the powers of this new realm, the archons of the lower worlds, sensed her light and sought to devour it. They surrounded her, twisting her luminous essence into their own designs. She was trapped, unable to rise, her brilliance dimmed and dispersed among the lower heavens. In her isolation, Sophia experienced the first sorrow. The realization of separation from the divine. Her descent is not a tale of punishment, but of compassion and consequence. And her longing to know the light directly, she fell into its counterfeit. The reflection rather than the source. In that moment, Sophia becomes the archetype of the human soul. A spark of divine wisdom, exiled in a world of shadow and confusion, struggling to remember its origin. And just as the human spirit awakens through suffering, Sophia's journey through darkness is the beginning of her ascent. But not yet. For now, she remains lost among the powers of chaos, her cries echoing upward toward the higher realms. Trapped in the depth, Sophia begins to sing. Her words are prayers of remembrance. 13 repentant hymns that ascend like rays of light from the sea of darkness. Each hymn marks a stage in her awakening, a movement from despair toward understanding. In her first lament, she recognizes the deception that led her astray. I looked to the light above, but the powers of darkness deceived me. They took my light and left me desolate. In the second, she pleads for deliverance. O light of lights, remember me. Though I have fallen, I am still thine. Her voice becomes both confession and invocation. The hymns of Sophia are not mere poetry. They are spiritual exercises, meditations on the soul's own condition. Each hymn acknowledges a truth. The recognition of error. The sorrow of separation. The renewal of faith. And finally, the remembrance of one's divine origin. In her lament, Sophia reenacts the human journey from ignorance to gnosis. From forgetfulness to awakening. Her tears are not weakness but alchemy, transforming the chaos within her into the first stirrings of light. Through her repentance, the vibrations of her voice reach the higher Aeons. The light powers above begin to stir. The Christ, the embodiment of divine understanding, hears her call. When Jesus appears in Pistis Sophia, he is not the suffering figure of the cross, but the radiant revealer. He is a being of immense power, who moves freely among the Aeons. He hears Sophia's cry and responds, not with condemnation, but compassion. He gathers the light powers and instructs them to assist her, to shield her from the chaos that seeks to consume her spark. The text describes hosts of luminous beings, emanations of the divine, descending into the lower realms to form veils of light around Sophia, preserving what remains of her purity. The redemption of Sophia is not instantaneous. It is a process, a gradual purification through remembrance, faith, and assistance from above. Each time she raises her eyes toward the light, more of her essence is restored. This is the key theme of Pistis Sophia: the relationship between divine mercy and inner awakening. The light does not simply rescue her. It responds because she calls. Her faith, pistis, becomes the bridge to her restoration. In this sense, Sophia's story is also humanity's. We, too, are sparks scattered in the lower world, surrounded by the noise of the archons, those forces of distraction, pride, and ignorance. But the path home begins when we remember to look upward, not in despair, but in trust. Jesus tells his disciples that Sophia's fall was permitted so that through her, the mysteries of redemption could be revealed, that even the depths of chaos could be illuminated by divine compassion. Sophia's story is not a fall from grace. It is the necessary movement of wisdom into experience. In descending into the shadows, she discovers the limits of creation and the depth of divine love. Her fall mirrors the human soul's journey through incarnation. Our descent into matter, into the forgetting of who we are. And just as Sophia must recall her origin, so too must we awaken to the spark of light within. In the Gnostic view, salvation is not the forgiveness of sin, but the awakening of knowledge, gnosis. That we are, and always have been, emanations of the divine fullness. The suffering of Sophia is therefore not punishment, but initiation. Every cry, every hymn of repentance, is a stage in the soul's remembering. It is not enough to believe, one must know. To see through illusion and return to truth. Sophia's name endures because her fall is universal. She represents the yearning that lives within every consciousness. The desire to return to the source of being. Sophia's story does not end in despair. Her lament becomes light, and that light begins to rise. In the next part of this series, we'll follow her ascent. How the Christ powers descend to lift her through the Aeons, and how her redemption reveals the structure of the cosmos itself. For now, reflect on what her fall teaches us. That even divine wisdom can err when separated from love, and that faith is not blind obedience, but the courage to call out to the light when all seems lost. If Sophia's story resonates with you, if you've ever felt that inner pull towards something higher, you're already part of her journey. What does Sophia's fall mean to you? Do you see it as myth, metaphor, or mystical truth? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Dialogue is how modern seekers rediscover ancient wisdom. If you found this exploration enlightening, please give the video a like, share it with fellow seekers, and subscribe so you don't miss Part 2, The Redemption of Sophia. We'll explore how the forces of light respond, and how Sophia's restoration becomes the template for the soul's own return to the divine. Thank you for watching, and remember, even in the deepest darkness, the light is listening.